Thank you for joining me for this afternoon's early popcorn histories journey. This is Brenda Torres Wells, the Life Enrichment Director at the Mansion at Rosemont. This is going to be a most popping afternoon. So sit down and relax, grab that popcorn, and let's proceed. Corn was domesticated about 10,000 years ago in what is now Mexico. Archaeologists discovered that people have known about popcorn for thousands of years. In Mexico, for example, remnants of popcorn have been found that date circa 3600 BC. Fossil evidence from Peru suggests that corn was popped as early as 4700 BC. At around 3600 BC, the oldest popcorn known to date was found in New Mexico in 1948. Small heads of the Zea mays averta were discovered by Herbert Dick and Earl Smith in a dry cave known as the Bat Cave. Several individually popped kernels were also discovered, and these kernels have since been carbon dated and shown to be approximately 5,600 years old. Additionally, there is evidence of popcorn in Peru, Mexico, and Guatemala, as well as other places in Central and South America. Aztecs used popcorn for decorating clothes and the ceremonial embellishments on top of eating. There is also evidence of popcorn consumptions with Native Americans throughout North America. On top of the popcorn discovered in the Bat Cave in New Mexico, popcorn which dates back to the nearly 1,000 years was found in a cave in Utah. The cave was thought to be inhabited by Pueblo Indians. Furthermore, French explorers who traveled to the New World discovered popcorn being made by the Iroquois Native Americans in the Great Lakes region. In 1612, French explorers in the Great Lakes region note the Iroquois pop popcorn with heated sand in a pottery vessel. In 1612, French explorers in Great Lakes region note the Iroquois popcorn with heated sand in a pottery vessel. In the 1700s, colonial women make the first breakfast cereal by pouring milk and sugar over popped corn. In 1866, William Overton applies for the first popcorn popper patent. The modernization of popcorn, as the popularity of popcorn grew, so did the ways in which popcorn was created. Before the popcorn machine was created, people made popcorn in their houses, on the stove, or fireplaces. When was the first popcorn machine invented? In 1885, however, Charles Cretors created and introduced the first mobile popcorn cart for the World's Columbian Expo in Chicago at 1893. It was a simple steam engine attached to a peanut cart that cooked popcorn in a mixture of butter and lard. The invention increased the amount of people who had access to popcorn and thus the popularity of the snack in America. At the same expo, F.W. Ruckenheim introduced a popcorn with molasses, candy, and peanuts. The popcorn was sticky for most people at the expo, so his brother, Louis Ruckenheim, joined him to create and package what we know as Cracker Jack in 1896. Both popcorn and Cracker Jack became a staple of America's social experience. A salesman who tries it exclaims, "That's Cracker Jack!" A lingo of the time for cool or awesome, and the name sticks. There were popcorn carts created weighing in at 400 to 500 pounds. The popcorn popper is considered light because it can be pulled around by a pony or horse to the fairgrounds. In 1908, a new song, "Take Me Out to the Ball Game," immortalizes Cracker Jack with the line, "Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack." That became a very popular song at that time in 1908. In 1914, the American Popcorn Company, maker of Jolly Time popcorn, is born. Founder Cloyd H. Smith creates the first popcorn available on the grocer's shelf. It is also America's first branded popcorn. In 1916, Mary Hamilton Talbot's Popcorn Recipes is published by the Sam Nelson's Jr. Company of Grinnell, Iowa. Nelson urged readers to use popcorn with various dishes for regular meals as well as for entertainment, for an evening by the fireplace or upon the occasion of company to whom you wish to present something new or at least unusual. Early 1900s, independent vendors sell peanut to customers going into movie theaters. Theater owners eventually see the opportunity and begin selling popcorn themselves. By the 1920s, popcorn was widespread, including at baseball games, parks, bars, and circuses, except at the movie theater, due to the thought that it was a common treat, not meeting the high standards of the movie theater high level theatrical ambiance design. They didn't want the mess and the aroma in the immaculate halls. The terminology and economics changed everything, which includes the synchronized sound in 1927. By this time, you can hear what the actors were saying instead of reading what the actors were saying. This new technology introduced a new audience, including the more lower economical and younger population, who didn't care about the fancy theater palaces. When the Depression occurred, it caused many theaters to close. However, the popcorn became an affordable treat during that trying time. Popcorn vendors became popular, easy to start, and very lucrative. The movie's concessions bring in 50% in snack and treats to add to the theater's revenues. In Oklahoma, a man who lost his shirt in the stock market became a vendor and sold popcorn in front of the movie theater, and in a couple of years made enough money to buy back his house, a farm, and a store. Clemens Wilson, who dropped out of high school to support his family, struck a deal with a movie theater to sell to the Patriots as they were going in. He purchased a cart for $50 on credit and sold each bag for 5 cents each. He soon started making $40 to $50 a week, while the movie theater was struggling and only made about $25 or less. The owner was jealous and eventually kicked Wilson out and started to sell popcorn himself. So Wilson Cremens vowed that one day he would open his own theater and no one will be able to kick him out. He did succeed and founded the Holiday Inn and soon after owned some independent non-studio theater, McKenna. R.J. McKenna had a chain of movie theater that sold popcorn inside the theater lobby in the West, which boosted up the sales in 1938 and made over 200,000 in proceeds. The small theaters who sold popcorn made profit while the fancy theaters without popcorn were in the red. Popcorn was obviously saving the movie theater business. In the 1930s, Jolly Time's radio program, General Jolly Time and his Popcorn Kernels, offers popcorn poppers by mail for $1. Money is tight during the Depression, but a 10-cent tin of Jolly Time made enough popcorn to satisfy the entire family. In America, pop culture during World War II, popcorn faced a challenge when the new technology of television was developed and movie attendance dropped by 50% and so did the popcorn sales. Around 1941 through 1945, popcorn consumption triples during World War II, since sugar rationing means less candy and sweets to snack on. During the Great Depression, popcorn and its popularity grew exponentially due to its cheap price, which could be afforded by all. However, when television was invented and brought into many American homes, popcorn popularity dropped drastically since people visited these mobile popcorn machines less and less. During 1946 to 1954, after the war, popcorn consumption declines. The Popcorn Institute begins promoting it as the perfect TV watching snack, making the early 1950s the largest home consumption growth period for the popcorn industry. In 1954, Easy Pop Popcorn, forerunner to Jiffy Pop, is launched. Technology also made it easy to make popcorn at home like the Easy Pop in 1955. Jiffy Pop in 1959, which became the standard. In the 1960s, Jiffy Pop's disposable pan handle makes it easy to shake over the stove, and the foil cover expands as the corn pops. The company ad proclaimed, Jiffy Pop, the magic treat, as much fun to make as it is to eat. In 1971, after spending nearly 40 years developing a better popping kernel, Orville Redenbacher launches his popcorn products. The British developed a secret Raytheon weapon in form of a machine called a Megatron that used radar in World War II. When the war was over in 1945, there were many unused Megatron. A Raytheon inventor, Percy Spencer, in late 1945 in a lab, dropped a kernel through the microwave tube in front of the Megatron wave and it popped. Within 2 years, the first microwave oven was developed. At around 6 feet tall, weighing 750 pounds, and cost between $200 to $3,000. In a couple of decades and some refinement, the microwave became smaller And in 1980, there was a booming of sales of the microwave and the premium cable introduced, as well as the VHS, Beta, and Laserdisc. In 1983, microwave popcorn is launched and soon takes over as the favorite way to make popcorn. At home, popcorn consumption once again spiked upward. And in 1986, popcorn ranks in the top 5% of the fastest growing snack food categories. Around the 1980s, Weight Watchers franchise embraces popcorn as an accepted Weight Watchers program snack. In 2004, Americans consume 17.3 billion quarts of popcorn each year, with the average American eating about 59 quarts per year. Here are some benefits of eating popcorn. Popcorn has many benefits like it can help you lose weight, it can help your blood sugar in check, it is a whole grain, and it is full of vitamins and minerals. But these benefits work well only if it is consumed freshly popped without added salt, butter, and sugar. Today, popcorn is still the delicious snack which was spread and loved throughout history. People eat approximately 17 billion quarts of popcorn every year. There are many twists to the classic popcorn that has arisen in recent years. Gourmet popcorn companies like Popcorn for the People strive to invent new ways to enjoy popcorn. Much like the Aztecs did in their time, people still use popcorn as decorations, especially during Christmas time. As I end, I would like to read a popcorn poem by Maya Angelou. Rushing into my eyes, sliding into my brain, which gobbles them the way my tongue and teeth chomp the buttered popcorn. When I have stopped reading, ideas from the words stay stuck in my mind, like the sweet smell of butter perfuming my fingers long after the popcorn is finished. Thank you very much.